single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna make something great.
Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be bringing to you a few items that I have been using in the month of September that have just done it for me. These are the few items that I use on a day-to-day basis that I have just been loving and just could not seem to get enough of. So if you enjoy these type of videos, please stay to the end. I'm going to try my best to list all of the products down below that I have been loving this month. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to thank you so much for continuing to watch my channel and continuing to support me. If you are new to this channel, please give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be updated every time that I release a new video. So without further ado, I'm not going to keep you long on this intro. I'm going to jump right into my favorites. And with that being said, I want to start off with my cleaning products, because I'm going to try to start off in the order as I use them. So for cleaning products, some of my favorite items this month has been the Neutrogena line. It's one of my oldie but goodies. I started using Neutrogena actually back when I was 16, and it has never failed me, and it continued to get better over time. So one of my favorite things that I like to use is the Neutrogena makeup wipes, and I get these in this pack and in the purple pack, but either pack works perfectly fine for me. I love these to remove my makeup. They have become my all-time favorite. They can get pricey. I have recently started purchasing makeup wipes from Marshalls and TJ Maxx, but I'm still trying them out. Hopefully maybe next month they'll make the list, but right now I'm sticking with my Neutrogena ones. As far as face cleansers, I use a few products to cleanse my face. I want to stick with the Neutrogena, and then I'll jump into the other items. But this Fresh foaming cleanser is one of my all-time favorite night cleansers. I use this every night after I take my makeup off with the makeup wipes. And I use, so usually when I take my makeup off, and guys, if you want to see my nighttime routine, please leave a comment down below and let me know that's something that you're interested in, and I'll show you the steps that I do when I am taking makeup off of my face on a day-to-day. But usually I take my makeup off with one of the makeup wipes, and then I use the Pond's cold cream. This is another oldie but goodie. I have been using this, I'm gonna say, for at least 6 or 7 years, and you can't go wrong with this, and I like every last one of them that they have. But I've been using this every night. This actually is a fresh brand new one I just purchased. So then I use my face cleanser, which is the Neutrogena. In the morning time when I wake up, I use the Neutrogena Natural. And I use this one in the morning versus the other one because the other one is a little more strong, and to me it's more for a deep cleanse. This is really soft and gentle, so it's like it's really good, soft and gentle on your face when you're just, you know, just looking for a cleanser first thing in the morning. So I've been using this, and I really love this. You can't go wrong with this one. After that, I use a toner on my face at nighttime. I use a toner at nighttime, and I use a toner in the morning. So for a nighttime toner, again, I use the Neutrogena, and this is the alcohol-free toner. And I like it. I use it. I feel like when I was going through my dry spout, this was still drying out my face a teeny bit, even though it does say alcohol free, but I still use it and I feel like it does work really well. When I wash my face in the morning time, the toner that I like to use is, again, oldie but goodie, Dickerson's, and this is the Wicks Hazel. And I love this stuff. When I'm going through my dry spouts, I will use this because it's a little more gentle on your face than the Neutrogena one, but you can't go wrong with this one. I mean, you can't go wrong with either or, but if you had to choose one and you want to make sure it's going to be good for you, if you have sensitive skin, use this one. It works for all skin types. So let me see. So moisturizers. Let's talk about moisturizers. I have been using a few different things for moisturizer this month, and I feel like the combination of the items that I use has helped me get from out of that dry spout that I was going through with my skin. So for my nighttime moisturizer, I have been using this L'Oreal, and it's a collagen night cream, and it says moisturizer filler, and this is a hydrating, it says nighttime creamer, so that's what I use it for. It's very thick. Let me get a close up so you can see that. It's very, very thick, so it holds in that moisture and the toner that you put on that I put on my face. So I use that at nighttime just to keep moisture in my face. Now in the morning time, I try to use something a little more lighter because where I live at, it's still hot, even though it is fall time, it's still in the 70s and 80s. Wednesday is going to be 90 degrees here, so I try to use a lighter moisturizer. So I've been using two items this month. I've been using my Clinique, and this is the gel, and of course another oldie but goodie. So I've used those to moisturize my face in the morning time. Okay, so I want to jump into the primers. Believe it or not, this month I have only been using two primers, and again, they are mattifying primers, and the reason why is because the heat index here is still very high, even though it is the beginning of fall. So when it is super duper hot, I use my Makeup Forever Step 1. I can't even tell you how many of these I run through. This is, I feel like, the only mattifying primer that keeps my face from getting super oily during the daytime. So this is like my all-time favorite when it's very hot. The other one that I use is this Stay Matte by Rimmel. It's really good. I get a long wear out of this. I can go at least, I'm gonna say 5 or 6 hours without having to blot my face when I use this one. So this one is pretty good for it to be a drugstore primer. So if you're looking for an alternative primer that's going to keep you matte during the summer months or when it's hot in your city, this one is a very great alternative. So those are the only two primers that I have been using this month. Now, as far as my concealers, I'm going to say I have 3, maybe 4, but I'm just going to do 3 because I feel like I've been using the 3 more than the other one. Of course, my two concealers that I've used all month long, and they are my favorite, are my Makeup Revolutions. So I love these concealers. I actually have 3 of them in different shades, but the 2 that I have been using this month are the 12.5 and the C 12.5 and the C 14. I use these for to clean up my eyebrows. I use them to prime my eyes before I do my makeup, and actually on the weekends when I'm just running errands or just doing something very light, I have used this 14 as an all over face versus doing foundation, and it has held up very well. So just to spot my face on the areas, my problem areas, and just use some setting powder, it has been great. And I actually wore it to work like that one day, just because I was trying to do something light on my face. Again, it was a hot day and I didn't want to have a lot of makeup on, so I just used this Makeup Revolution concealer to spot my face, and then cleaned it up with a setting powder, and it worked perfectly. So these 2 concealers are definitely my all-time favorites for this month, and the C14 tops the list. So the other concealer that I have been using a lot this month is the Born This Way in the shade Chestnut. I use this a lot for underneath of my eyes, just to give me that natural look. Again, when I'm going to work, I don't want to be overly highlighted. I want it to have a natural flow. So the color Chestnut has worked very well for that purpose. I have been using the Butterscotch one as well, but I only usually use this one on the weekends if I'm going out with my girlfriends or if I'm going to church, just because I want to have a more highlight and make it more noticeable versus a everyday natural look, you know, just to do something a little different, because you know, I'm going out in public or whatever. If I'm having a date night, I use this one. But I've been having a real chill month, so again, that's why I said technically 3. But yeah, this is another one of my favorites for this month. Now, as far as setting powders, I have been sticking to 2. One, my all-time favorite, and I just purchased this powder. I don't know where the heck I've been. I must have been sleeping under a rock because I did not know about it, and I'm just so obsessed with it. Is the Too Faced Peach Perfect. I don't know why the heck I'm just getting on this trend. This is the best under eye setting powder there is. I pick this up all the time, and I have other setting powders and I be wanting to use them, but I just cannot not pick this up to use. It's just so good. The color is great. The texture of it is great. It just blends well on your face. I love this powder. So I have used this every day this month. No joke. Non-stop. I use it every time I do my makeup. I'm just obsessed with this powder. I definitely feel like I need to buy an extra one just to keep in my stash, because I have never used a setting powder all the way up, but the way that I'm using that powder, I'm definitely going to run down on it pretty fast. So, of course, for my overall face, I have been obsessed and still will be obsessed with the Sephora MicroSmooth all over setting powder in the color Deep Ebony. These are very reasonable in price. So, and this is one of the ones that I use without even using foundation. So I use this and don't use foundation on the weekends some days, just to give my face a smoother texture, or to blend out those problem areas, just so my face can have an even tone. This is perfect. You can use this without using foundation. I love this as a setting powder. But I jumped the gun a little bit. I want to go over some foundations. So this month I have 3 foundations that I have been kind of going back and forth with. And the first foundation that I've been picking up the most is the Urban Decay. And I'm sorry if this is blinding, but this is the Stay Naked new Urban Decay. I love this foundation. It is so lightweight. It's so natural looking. You can use a little bit of this and it goes a long way. So this has been a great foundation, again, for the heat, because I don't have to use a lot of it. So it goes a long way. Another foundation that I have been using, and again, I know this is going backwards because I do have the new Fenty, but I actually been using the older Fenty more so than the newer one. And this one again is a matte foundation. So I've been picking this one up more so than a newer one, and it's still one of my all-time favorites. As far as drugstore foundations, this month I have been using and look, this is going to show you how much I've been using this. This is the Covergirl Total. This is the Trublend Matte Total Toasted Almond, shade D60. I'm actually going to the store and pick up another one of these tomorrow, because if you can see my bottle, I'm literally down to here. That's how much I've been loving this foundation. I have been wearing this foundation a lot. One of the reasons why I love this foundation is because you can use this without setting your face. You don't have to use a setting powder, and it's not transferable if you don't use a setting powder. I love this foundation. It holds up very well. So this is a good foundation if you're looking for a good drugstore foundation. Let me see, moving along, some of the eyeshadow palettes that I have been loving this month, and I only have 3. First and foremost is this small Morphe palette, and this is the Jewel Crew 9C Morphe palette. I've been loving this palette this month to do a lot of my false berry colors, or my neutral harvest type of eye looks that I like to wear when I'm going to work. This has been a good palette to achieve those combinations. And let me know if you want to see a tutorial just using this color for a fall look. It's a really good palette. Another palette that I have been using a lot this month is my Makeup Resolution palette. And let me tell you, this palette has been through the ringers. Do you see how? Let me open it up. I dropped it. I had to put this color back together. Yeah. This is, but it's very pigment. And this one is the Natural 2 palette. And this is the Revolution Makeup palette. One of my favorites this month. I've been using this a lot. And one of the last palettes that I have been picking up and can't put down this month is a Wet n Wild. And this one is the My Glam Squad. It's a neutral palette. It has some great colors in it. Let me see if I can open it. It has some shimmers and some nudes, natural colors. This has been a great palette to use for those days that I'm trying to do something quick to go to work. So those three have been the palettes that I've been picking up the most for the month of September. Let me see what else I got over here. Oh, how did I forget to mention my eyebrows? That should have been one of the first things that I started talking about. For my eyebrows, I have been using 2 eyebrow pencils that I have been, well, one more so than the other, I have been totally obsessed with. And that is this Maybelline. I hope this is being picked up. But this Maybelline Brow Ultra Thin. Oh my goodness. This has been everything. Do you hear me? I am tomorrow when I go to my local Walgreens, I'm gonna pick up 2 more of these. These things right here, I'm so afraid that I'm gonna go to the store and they're gonna be out of stock. They are so good. This is my all-time favorite eyebrow pencil from now on. Another one that I've been using it a few, but not as much as I've been using this one. And the reason why I've been using the other one is because I was afraid that I was going to run out of this before I can get to the drugstore to purchase another one. But the NYX. This is the NYX. And this is the Micro Brow Pencil by NYX. I feel like the reason why I don't use this one as much as I use this one is because I think I need a darker shade. This is a good pencil, but I feel like I need a darker shade. So for the Maybelline, I have the shade Black Brown. And I feel like that's what I should have got in this. And for this, I got chocolate. I feel like I should have got the black brown. So I will be picking up another one of these when I go to Ultra. But these 2 have been my all-time favorite for the month of September. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. So, yeah. Moving on. Let's see. Let's talk about blush. So my favorite blushes as of right now, and for some reason I cannot put them down, are my Black Radiance. And I like the baked blushes, and the 2 that I go between, especially for the fall months, are my Toasted Almonds, which is my all-time favorite out of all blushes. I can pick this up every day, and it just gives your face that glow that you want when you don't want to feel like you're overly done. You just want a natural glow. This is what I use. But the other one that I really like is the Raspberry, when I just want to put a teeny bit of color on my cheeks. But these 2 have been my go-to for the month of September. As far as bronzers. I've been using 2 different items for bronzers. One of my favorite bronzers, all times tops, is the Covergirl. And this is the Full Spectre bronze in the shade Ebony. I love this bronzer. It's very pigment, but it's a buildable bronzer, so you don't have to worry about overdoing it right away. I love this bronzer, and it does have some specks, some gold specks, but they're not very powerful where your bronzer look like you have a highlighter on, if that makes any sense. It's a good bronzer. The other product that I've been using for bronzers for the month of September is this Black Radiance press powder, and this is in the shade Black Coffee. And this is a very pigment. You only need a little bit. A little bit will go a long way, because if you put too much of this on, it'll make your face look like you got a dirt spot. It's very, very pigmented. One thing I can say about Black Radiance product is they don't play with the product. It's very pigmented, but I love this for my bronzers. And let's see, highlighters. Again, my highlighters this month has been drugstore highlighters. I've been using a lot of drugstore products this month for some reason. And again, I don't know if it's because it's the heat, so I don't really want to use a lot of high-end stuff, because I always feel like my face is just going to melt off. So I've been kind of using more so of my lower-end products. But this month, that's how it's been working. I've been using a lot of drugstore items. But as far as my bronzers, as far as my highlighters this month, again, 2 highlighters I've been using, both of them by Maybelline, and they are the Master Chrome by Maybelline. And as you can see, one of them is the Melted Peach, and the other one is the Melted Gold. And I love these highlighters. They're very pigmented, and let me just swatch them just so you can see. Like, literally, I'm gonna tap my hand. Like, they're very pigmented. That's the gold. And again, I don't know if you can, that's the pink. And as you see, that was just from me tapping my hand in the product, and I get that much, literally. I hope that peach is being picked up. And the reason why I like the peach so much, because as you can see on darker skins, even though it kind of fades in, it still gives you that hint of a sparkle. So it's just like a natural glow to your face. But they have definitely been my 2 favorite highlighters this month. As far as my liners, I used 2 items to line my eyes. I used the E.L.F. liner, and the other one this month I've been using is the Kat Von D, and this is the pencil one. So those 2, and I have been using, and I'm trying to use this up. As far as mascara, you need to use up one before you open up a new one, because they go bad the quickest. So I've been using this Smashbox mascara, because I'm trying to use it all up. And last but not least is my setting powders. I'm sorry, my setting sprays. As far as my setting sprays, I have been using a few different ones, drugstore and high-end, depending on the day, depending on where I'm going and what I have to do. So starting on the drugstore setting powders, guys, y'all need to get into these Wet n Wilds. These Wet n Wild is stepping up their game. I've been using the cucumber one a lot this month, but I do have the rose one, and then I also had the photo finish one. I actually just got finished using that one, and that's when I started using this one. But these are good setting powder, setting sprays. They are one of my favorites, especially like even if you're just refreshing your face. Sometimes I put these on. If I know that my face was really dry the night before, I'll spray some of this on my face as well with my moisturizer before I prime, just so I can have that extra moisture in my skin if I feel like my face was super duper dry. Don't sleep on Wet n Wild. These been awesome. But I've been using the cucumber one more so than the rose this month. But check these out. They're really reasonable. The other setting spray that I've been using is, of course, my MAC Prep and Prime. This is a newer one. I just got finished using the other one as well. And then lastly, I haven't been using this a lot because I ain't even gonna lie, I only use this one when I'm going out somewhere or on church on Sundays, so at least once a week. But this is the Glow Receipt Watermelon setting spray. This setting spray was very expensive, so I don't usually use this when I'm going to work. As I was saying, I only use this when I am going out somewhere special, or like if I'm going to church or something. Otherwise, I just use the other two if I'm going to work or just running errands on the weekends or appointments. With that being said, that is all the items that I want to bring to you guys for the month of September that I have been in love with. If you use any of those products, please list them down below and tell me which products there are, how you like them. If you feel like you want to go and purchase any of these items, let me know. If you want more detail on them, also leave a comment down below and let me know how you feel. I hope everybody have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.